go ahead and toss the flame wall out. And in comes the curveball as well. No, doesn't decide to toss it. The molly comes down, and it's great work from Zom, sitting inside the cubby, able to pick off two with the classic. Sinatra's there with the frenzy as well. It's all falling apart here for Gen.G. As you've got one on the site, try and get that spike down. It'll be a 2-on-3.
Ooh, the peek out the Tunican, but it's Dapper from Hookah. He's going to take out his alter ego, Mikael, and now it's all down to Hyun on the Sova, trying to make things work for himself. The spike looking to go down here, but they're just playing
play coming out from the likes of Sentinels right now. Shazam is here with the Bulldog, and it's time to open fire. Somehow only picks off one, shouldering the weapon and going with burst fire, but Sinatra is here, and this should be time to punish. Only 2 kills as he decides to back off due to the damage dealt by the pistols. So they're inflicting some pain by taking these weapons away. Dapper also very low, 7 HP, as the Bulldog gets closer and closer. Tap shot's not on the money for Effies, as Thick will get the best of him in the exchange. PO1 does drop Zoms, but it's down to 1 here. But Dapper is so close to death and had to take that portal. It's all on the stage. So now it's going to be a 1-on-1. It's PL1 with the Spectre and the Spike on the B site. And I think Dapper's got 7 HP.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of hear him creeping, crawling. Of course, player 1 doesn't know! Dapper! Guns blazing. And it looks like a setup towards A to kick us off.
Yeah, Wynn's got a long shock dart. Kind of curious to see where that one's going to land. We've seen a couple of those long-range shock darts that land towards U-Haul. There's the portal coming in from Sinatra. Uses the curveball to lead around the corner, and Sick gets aggressive and showers at the same time. That's going to be locking down the U-Haul. A second wall comes in from the Sage. Spike going to be planted. Off positioning coming in from PL1 as to not get spammed. But as that happens, he will fall. It's all up to the Sage. Effie's in the U-Haul. First one will be his to take. Can't get the follow-up onto Shazam. A nice rebound on the round for Sentinels, given that they did lose quite a bit in the previous round. They're able to bounce back with this to go for something a little bit crazy, like a portal strat. It might benefit them, but decide to stick around, and Gimon's going to get one. You've got the wall going down, but it doesn't seem to be making too much of a difference as Shazam actually managed to pick one off in the meantime. Sick now trying to escape inside that smoke. The wall being broken by Shazam. Another one coming in from Shazam as the Sova. There's one still on the site inside the Tunican. It's a 3K for Shazam. You can see as the Cypher starting to come over to A to support. You've got the Brim here. The Molly goes down. Gimon leading things in with the run it back. The Aldrone right behind him actually flashes it accidentally. Gonna spot out Zoms in the back of sight before eventually being snapped back into position. Deep Dart comes in. Shazam's gonna take care of that one as Dapper guns down from on high, but no kills, just damage being exchanged. Wynn did pick off Sick, and it's now at a 5-on-3. Nice flame wall coming out, but it doesn't stop bullets as Shazam guns down Effie's through it. Sinatra is there with the pickup as well. It's come down to a 3-on-2 now as PL1 is able to punish former OW pro Sinatra.
Yeah, now Shazam just trying to clear out U-Haul the best that he can. And it's the 2v3. Dapper using that camera to spot in the push forwards. Shazam, and it's the curveball that goes wide. Now Dapper trying to push through. It's Cypher v Cypher. Mikael is going to be the one that comes out on top, and it's just down to the Sova. But that spike's ticking. The peek around the corner goes over to Shazam. Now Shazam just trying to stick to defuse. The shot's good onto player 1, but he doesn't have enough time.
The spike is now actually heading over towards B by himself.
Oh, and he's actually going to pull it all the way back and go all the way back around to A. 15 seconds left on the clock, and it's still very doable, but there is pandemonium on the site. Sinatra with one. The Bulldog's going to start to sing as Dapper finds a second.
Went to B, then rotated back to A, and then decide to rotate back to B.
Yeah.
A 3-on-3 retake, but the Brim heavily scratched up. Wynn taking down Sinatra, waiting right around the corner on elbow, bested by Shazam, his Sova counterpart. It's down to a 2-on-2 now as the Molly goes in on long. There's the support coming in from the Cypher. You've got one more on the site, and now it's going to be the 1-on-1. It's PL1 against Zoms. Has to go for the peak, swings wide.
Down, and I think that's where Gen.G have really shined. It's in the post plant.
Come on. Watching them as they get aggressive through the showers, and it's an exchange that actually works out favorably right now for Sentinels. Sure, the numbers are the same, but with what they brought into the round, that's a fantastic play coming in from them. There's the orbital strike, and it's good enough to take down.
A little hot hand, he might burn them alive, but they'll obviously be able to get out of it. Maybe looking for a couple of exits here. One gonna peek through, it's Mikael. They know exactly where he is. Player 1 might start to rotate over, but he doesn't want to be anywhere near the spike. It's these members that are held up in U-Haul that are the problem. Now the blaze wall going to be going up. He's trying to give himself some cover, but unfortunately it's not enough. He'll use it as his own cover. The spray is good onto Hyun. Still 2 members strong, and it's the recon bolt here that is the problem. It's all up to Sinatra to get out, but there's a Sage right behind him, behind the truck.
Away with the Owl drone, trying to get the intel. Spotted one towards spawn. Sees the camera as well. Likely to anticipate that play towards long. There's the flame wall coming out, but Sinatra is here. There's the Hunter's Fury being popped. Great curveball coming into the tuna can. Sinatra fully blind takes out the Sage. That's actually a huge problem. You've still got Dapper lurking on the back end, but it's Gen.G who's fought themselves back into the round, bringing it down to a 3-on-3. The spike has now been planted, and it's time for the retake. Dapper trying to use that cam, not spotting anything. Great positioning coming out from Gen.G to hide from that camera's LOS.
Still, it's going to be the aggressive push forward. Some interesting angles from Gen.G, but once the pandemonium begins, it'll be difficult for them to divide and conquer. As you can see, frags traded, and that's just down to Hyun. He's going to hop in, and it's not going to be enough Zom. We've seen Sentinels do this before, and sometimes it nets them a few frags, but look at this repositioning now from Sinatra and Dapper. They're not even going to set up a crossfire. They're just going to push in, and there's no refrags for them. It's GMD that'll take down 2, and that might open up the B site for Gen.G. You know, they had the weaponry online for this round, and now it's going to be out of their hands. And, you know, specifically coming off of, you know, a win, this will put some of the members' credits not in a very favorable position. I think, what is it? You only win, I think it's, what, 1,900 or 1,500, something like that if you lose a round. So, not very good stuff here for Shazam, as he's now just trying to escape, but it's Zom's with the crossfire. They're going to find push their way through B, but it's Sinatra that was actually coming in for the flank on the opposite side. There is going to be a tripwire that he'll be met with. He goes through the wishbone, and there's no tripwire there. That's the orbital strike that pushes Nick out into the open arms of player 1 Shazam, waiting for them to funnel in through the showers. The Judge working beautifully, but he gets smoked alive and sprayed down by player 1. Just down to the last and final player, Sinatra with a frenzy, and he's up against 4. Let's see how he does.
Yeah, Shazam with the Judge, they're going to get a verdict of not guilty. We thought for a second we were going to see that heavy Judge play like we saw from the likes of TENS, but it doesn't work out so well for Shazam, only getting 1 as he tries to step inside that smoke in the showers. There's a molly burning on the other side, and the bullets pouring through are just too much for him to overcome. Sinatra coming over from B and joining them in the vents. There's the ult being popped from the Phoenix. They kind of lead them in, the tip of the spear. Sinatra's going to send out some hot hands to burn someone out of position, but there's no one present. As he gets close enough to spot someone, the ult is going to dial him back towards the vents. The opening kill on this retake by Effie's. A trade out coming in from Sinatra. Curveball around the corner. They're too far away from the spike. It took too long for this to come together. It will be the round for Gen.G as they take the from PL1 as well. Michael hears the footsteps next to him, knows that Zoms has jumped up on top of the bench. The dart going to give away the positions of these players in sight, and there's Michael getting gunned down by Sinatra with the aggressive play coming through from the frenzy inside the U-Haul. Back and forth these battles go. Gumon's going to get flashed out by the other Phoenix and taken out by Zoms as well. So now the spike's been planted, and it's down to 2. PL1 with a nice shot, but that's all he's going to get. It's all up to Effie's. The Sage has the wall and might be thinking boost over it, but decides to just spray away at first. There's 2 players in U-Haul and 1 right behind it. We'll see what he can do.
You know, that's the one thing about the pistol. Walls are quite handy when it comes to the pistol round, considering how long it takes to break that wall down. They're just toying with Effie's at this point, and it's going to be Dapper that has to stop this push.
That kind of blows up what it looked like their plan was. Thought we might see an aggressive 5-player peek from Hookah, and we do eventually, but they had to wait for that slow orb. And as they push through, they try to get too close. Michael will get gunned down by the support of Dapper, who's here with a Bulldog. Only
Gen.G, though, huddled up around the defender spawn, ready for the push or potential exits. The spike sticking down, and they need to make some action happen now. Shot's good from Sick. The Ghost is going to take GMD out of the picture. A couple more shots. It's Ghost v Ghost. Actually, player 1 there with the Bulldog. And he's not going to be able to pick that up if he's having to back away. Spike ticking down way too quickly. And a pretty decent round here.
Around the corner as the Phoenix. There's 3 players here. This could be a bit of a problem. There's the flash that leads them in. And it's going to be a bloodbath as kills go back and forth in each direction, but the wall comes in.
Buddy system to push in. They'll clear out U-Haul to start us off first. Shazam waiting on the other side as they've got a great crossfire set up. Unfortunately, though, Shazam's only got a Bulldog, but it can definitely work out here. GMD gonna be the one to fall. The big boost, Sick gonna be taken out, and they'll make sure Shazam has none of it, but it's Dapper on the other side. Another great crossfire. Down to the 1v2 now. Wall gonna be going down. And Effie's at this point, I think he's just looking for Shazam. He's going to push in aggressively. The shot is good. They'll have to go their separate ways in a round here for Sentinels. A very interesting...
In the end, the round started so well. It was read really well. It was a VOD review, if you ask me, kind of round. They've watched Sentinels play. They knew what to anticipate coming into that round. They expected that attempt for orb control on long. That's why they had so many players over there. Sinatraa this time around is waiting for the push to come through. Switches to the sidearm with just 4 HP. He'll get the heal from the Sage. GEN.G on the back end of the play, pushing down from mid. Has the Sage there to back him up with an extra heal. Shock Dart coming in. Does significant damage to GEN.G, who already wasted that Sage heal, but it doesn't matter. It's coming down to one.
Running back here used by GMD. The curveball, actually, no, it's the hot hands, and then the curveball as Ewan gets flashed out. And now it's safety here for Sinatraa. Player 1 going to be the one that takes him out. Player 1 with 2, just the A short, not going to cut it for the Sentinels. And finally, Gen.G, they're back on the board. They just love to send those feelers out and see where everyone is playing. A lot of respect to what could possibly happen, and it's the information game for them sometimes. The refrags as well. It's the res that they're trying to get and fight for it as Sick goes in, but it's the hot hands that'll have to force him back out. Of course, he's back up to full, but very interesting push towards Hookah. They'll even use the Hunter's Fury there from afar, and he will actually take out Shazam from a distance. Gen.G making it a very rough round for the Sentinels.
Quinn currently on A as well. Gonna send a dart into the
peek there from Sinatraa, but he won't get taken out.
So that's one of the things this team I don't feel like currently has. Win is a competent operator player, but not necessarily as flashy as the likes of Shazam or Wardell or even Tens. So he misses that early shot, but he makes up for it on the fallback. The problem is now they've lost sight control, so they're going to go ahead and try and secure that plant on the front side of the truck, and they get it off. So it's going to be a 5-on-3 retake. They do have the Neural Theft available there for Dapper. Molly's going to come down towards backside. Michael's not really having to worry about that one, can just sit back behind it. Dapper stuck back behind this wall, trying to find an angle towards the U-Haul, but he's only got a stinger, so from distance, this thing... So this is what we needed to see. We talked about it. We needed them to do a little bit better on bind. Aggressive play coming in from Sinatraa and from Dapper. They go 1 for 2. Works out better for GEN.G, who's got one target right around the corner. Has run it back available. Doesn't pop it. Zoms is there and wins that exchange. Down to 72 HP. They do have the Sage in play.
Wow.
Michael taken out on the back line by Sick. That Sage we were just talking about. PL1 is still in position. Uh-oh. Tries to find a corner. Not good enough. Gonna have to go out just a little bit further. Gets away from the ult by running into that corner, or he dies. There's no winning that scenario. He has to run away from the site. He just can't realistically. It's a perfectly placed ult given his position. There's again aggressive play coming out from Sinatraa as he dives out of Hookah. Shazam is there as well to take down PL1. You've got Effie's now, who's stuck here in this position. Needs to fight his way out. Tries to reserve ammo, going with a few tap shots first onto Zoms, but can't win against Sick. It'll be a 2-on-3. There's already one on the site working their way towards elbow. Well, now that position's blown up as the Neural Theft gets popped. Quinn looking for a line with that operator. Going to send out a recon dart. No, it's a shock dart first to try and take down the planter potentially. Aldrone going in first. Might be able to locate that player hiding inside the tuna can. No dart going to be sent into the belly. A recon dart will connect with Michael, though, as he makes his way out from spawn. Quinn is there with the quick flick. Camera taken out. There's one right around the corner sitting in front side sight. Right around the corner he goes, and he's sitting in this corner. They're going to continue to use that utility towards long. Sick starts to send some damage towards Effie's, who has to go up into Hookah to fight against Sinatraa. So they've now lost 2 players on this tank. It's all up to PL1, getting spammed away at as the run it back gives away the position. There's the double peek. Excellent round. It's save time coming in from Gen.G. The remaining 2 players running towards that A site looking for safety.
They get him back up to speed, and it's just a quick call over. You have Dapper throwing utility, making them believe that there is going to be an execute. Gonna even drop the camera to see the rotations through just so he can see somebody crossing over towards the defender's spawn. And on the side, it's Mikael. They take out GMD, but it's Mikael with 1. He's gonna find 2. Quickly taken care of by Sick, though. Spike needing to be picked up and planted. It's down to the 3v4, and it's Hyun in heaven.
Not win here with the operator up in heaven, looking over that wall. But in classic fashion, no peeks coming out here from the likes of Sentinels. Quinn's going to send down the recon dart, trying to spot them out. First one to take the fight is going to be Dapper. He's got Sick waiting right around the corner. First for Sick, but traded out immediately. Perez coming through as well. Recon dart coming out from Shazam. Has a lineup with the Hunter's Fury. They're trapped inside U-Haul, and they desperately need to get towards the site, but he doesn't use it for the spike. So they've already been sticking the spike at this point, likely to be defused any second now. Gets 2 kills on the attempted
Can't
stop.
let them push on both fronts. So far, it has worked, but they are still determined for having a double two-pronged approach.
Curveball being popped there by Sinatra. We've seen it used time and time again as the initiator for attack. Nice shot coming out from Quinn. The orb pickup by Sick, trying to get away, takes the port and gets sent back towards the A site. He's alone over there. The rest of the team is currently grouped up around B, so he's going to have to shuffle his way on through spawn to try and regroup with the rest of the squad, unless they decide to fall back on this. You can see them currently sitting back a little bit further. There's the ult being popped by Huynh. That could be considered an informational ult, as nothing is coming through on the pings. Gimon playing aggressively in hookah with the slow orb, fire and ice approach as the hot hands lands the ground. It's going to make it difficult for them to gain access, and again, another slow orb flashbang around the corner as the curveball comes out. They've brought things down to now just one. It's Zombs, the Brim, with the ult and the spike, but 4 players remain on the other side. It looks like we are going to overtime.
Yeah, there's not much that you can do at this point. Huyhn's going to peek, tries to, very likely loaded with assault rifles, ready for utility, pushes forward. The push is good. Sick is going to be taken out. And it's already a great start, but it is Team Sentinels that are ready for the push towards B. They're actually already on the site, and it's really difficult for the defense to figure out what the hell is going on. Now it's just down to the 3v3. Spike going down, and it's the rest of GEN.G that are held up back in the defender spawn. They are all together. Operator from Hyun, I can see the outline of the weapon, means he has no utility except the recon bolt in 10 seconds. And that can be very crucial if you wanted to owl drone, if you wanted to push this together. In fact, they will just use their own bodies to push together. Great setup from Dapper. He's got the camera up just to see if anyone decides to peek. Shots good with the recon bolt. Spots out the member in Tuna Can. And it's Mikhail that'll take him out with the penetration. Still down to just 2 members here for Sentinel. Shazam going to be holding wood. Dapper playing elbow. Shots are good. Shazam going to find their one for the refrag. Still 2 more to go. And it's Mikhail with 3. GEN.G win map number 1 on Bind.
I mean, they took that one down to lane. Love the arrow positioning coming out from the Sova. Michael moving into a better position over towards lane. Quinn's going to take down the first target. That's Sinatra falling, who again has swapped off of the Phoenix and over towards the Sova. But they're playing this one so incredibly slow. Dapper's got control of mid, starts to take down the door. Zombs trying to make it out by using that dark cover towards spawn as they try to work their way into the site. We'll see if they can actually get access.
Yeah, Hyun back of sight there. Looking for an opportunity. The push is in. That's going to be the shock dart. Sorry, the spy cam that spots them out. It's Mikhail back of sight, and they'll find 2.
The Molly's going to go down, as is the hot hand. So rather than pacing it and running them both separately, they throw them on top of one another and use both simultaneously. Gimon will make first contact as they start to come through. Gimon only gets 1 in the exchange, but they're going to be falling off that play, knowing that there's likely players rotating over to support the A site.
Of course, it is pistols for them, so don't really expect too many heroic plays, but sometimes it's the triple peak or the quadruple peak where they all peak together and just try to find some opportunities to get some trades, and that'll be the name of the game for them, as the defense are likely stocked up on SMGs, ready to frag out and playing a lot more respectfully to their opposition, despite the economic advantage that they have. Playing very far back, letting the opposition push in, and then trying to pick them off one at a time. Zombs going to be leading that charge through Pizza, but backs away after he grabbed the quick slice. It's going to be the A site where they want to push in. Shazam with 1. Paranoia from Effie's on the Omen, and still looking to try to spray him down. He's going to have a trouble there to try to take out Shazam, as he'll find 2 picks on the site already. And now here comes the retake for GEN.G.
Door's going to go down as well. There's the dart going up. Gives away the position of one that's close. The spray coming through from Huynh. It's actually right on the money, but not taking out his target. So it's a 2-on-4. Michael spamming away at that pesky door. Shock dart about to come through to bounce on towards the site. Still nothing working for them yet as they continue this push further and further forwards. You've got the Ares here, which is not exactly the ideal weapon for these long-range exchange, but it seems to be working out so far. so good. They make the retake come together in the end. A 2-on-4 on the A site. It was a little bit clumsy and awkward.
It's the hot hands that have stopped their push.
Breach flash kind of lead the way there. Nice flash coming in, does blind the target who was back behind the smoke, but it's a nice pounce from Gmom pushing through. They continue to wait their way towards this site as well, using that dark cover as a bit of a one-way, finding a gap, but it doesn't matter because the site's already been lost. So now there's going to be a retake. The spike being planted in the backside of site, back behind the double stack, with just a few seconds left on the round. It's all on the Omen and the Phoenix. Double dart there on Gmon. He's going to try and survive as best he can with those
up here, down in hell. Those walls paper thin as well, and you saw a couple of shots trying to ring through. He will actually survive most of it. Dapper going to find one early. Shock darts are ready, or sorry, that's the recon bolt, and it'll spot two as the spray down is good. Sinatra and Shazam on cleanup duty, but it's GMD, the last janitor, clocking for the night, and he'll find a whole world of hurt from the Sentinels.
It looked like they were going to be posturing for a mid push with that ult, but they still haven't decided to do it.
Still even managed to get that tracking dart as well into Zombs. Still going to try to put a dark cover, and he puts it quite far back as well. The flash is good from Shazam, but it's still GMD that'll come out on top. Neural depth as well, as they're still looking for more. It's flash across flash, but Shazam will take out the dry peak, and it's just pandemonium here in the middle as the Kench bench gets unlocked. And it's a multitude of kills here for the Sentinels. They'll push now towards the B site.
PL1 now coming back towards Market. Cyber Cage in his path. We'll have to wait for that one to dissipate. As it falls, there's a Sage right to the left outside the door. Effys is realizing, like, dude, there's no way I'm going for this. So he's going to chill back, save scenario twice this game, getting comparisons towards James, a player from Counter-Strike who's notorious for doing the same. Nice paranoia coming out from Effys from up on high. Produces 2 kills, brings it down to 1. It's Shazam as the breach, going for the spike, which was dropped over towards the door. Gonna shut that door and has to face off against 3.
Yeah, great eco here for the side of Gen.G. They're really making it work. That spike about to go down, but it's the recon bolt that almost spots him out. He's flashed and can only see the light from the sunlight. GMD will take him out, and they upgrade, run it back. That'll eventually dissipate. Shazam still holding that angle, and now it's a Hunter's Fury as well to try to answer back from Sinatra. He will find himself a pesky little Phoenix. GMD will fall, but they're still fighting for control.
Dying twice technically in the same round. He went for the run it back, got shock darted, and then when he comes back to his body, he ends up dying to the Sova again. Effys tries to pour it away. Dapper's like, no, that's cute and all, but I'm too quick for that. 2 players remain. Should be a save coming in for the remainder of the round as well. You've got Quinn, who's heading over towards that B site with the operator, and Michael, the Cypher, currently sitting inside the Market. It's a good round coming out from the likes of Sentinels. Gen.G tried to go aggressive over towards long, got countered out quite nicely by the orbital strike. Shazam's going to pick off Win. That's the op going down. So now Michael's trying to pick it back up, but there's too many players. They're surrounding this op, knowing that he can be present.
It's Gen.G. They don't... Well, they've got some weaponry. It's GMD, unfortunately, with the Bulldog, but it's Hyun with the operator, and he's going to be looking toward that B push. And it's an early shot from Shazam, taking that op out of play, and they're going to push in towards B.
Huge entries currently coming in from Sentinels here as they continue this push towards the B site. Player 1 picking up where he left off in that first map. There's the breach charge coming out. Player 1 playing on the other side of it. Shazam with a quick shot coming out from the operator. There's one more still lurking in the shadows in this fight. It's Effys, and they brought it down to a...
They keep fighting the good fight. The half last time they fought was an 8-4 half, and it's currently trending that way as well. Gen.G possible to have another round on the board, but Sentinels have got some great momentum. Gen.G now on the eco, pistols in tow. The spray is almost good from Sick. He's going to find 2. I thought he was for sure in trouble there. Dom is looking for that paranoia, but it's Hyun who gets flashed out on the other side. It's just flash after flash, and he can't even press the button from the Sheriff. Down to the 2v5 now for Gen.G.
On with the Marshall.
Hey.
Sitting back towards mid, just hoping to find an exit onto somebody, catch somebody off guard. You've got Effys here with the pistol. 3 rounds currently for Gen.G, a 6 going to go on the board in just a moment here for Sentinels. Again, we talked about it coming into this. This is a map that definitely favored Sentinels by a landslide. Nice flash coming out, the pissing it with the X-ray. Wants to throw down that recon dart. There's a lot of pressure coming towards this B site. Dapper throwing down some cyber cages here for the attacking side as they move their way forwards. The recon dart does give away some intel. Quinn's gonna pop the Aldrone as they try to make their way out. They're getting stopped currently by the likes of Gen.G. There's one more in B main. That's the Sage going down, but they've lost control of the site. There's one backstairs and one on the site, but that's the last one left standing. It's Sinatra, the OWL god, playing as the Sova. Nothing left in his toolkit, waiting on the recon dart to come off cooldown. Not gonna. The Aldrone going through the dark cover. Spots one back behind the APC. Sinatra. There's the Odin we've been wanting to see, and he's holding that line, currently waiting for the peak to come out from Effie's. He is locked in a terrible position. The shock dart comes out instead, so that LMG not gonna go brrr here, as it is just the shock dart that goes down on range. Meanwhile, across the map, we've got Quinn picking one off as the opposing Cypher. So it's back down to a 4-on-4 as the clock hits about 1 minute.
Yeah, still going to actually push a little forward, looking for who's on the other side, and they will swing as a team here. Sick actually going to lead the charge first, peek it a little early, the jiggle peek, but the patience from Quinn, and it's a face full of lead for Sick, now having to back away and give the opposition more space, but this is not looking like a good round for the Sentinels. They'll need a lot of picks if they want to push forward. Quinn, though, he needs to make sure that his back is covered. It's Mikael who is back there. Recon Bolt's going to spot him out, so now having to back away, looking to try to dodge some of those bullets from Sinatra. The Odin not going to connect. They'll have to back away now down to the Hunter's Fury, looking for who's on the other side. I think he lands the first one, but it's the second and the third that won't seal the deal. Now player one as well. He finds one onto Shazam. It's falling apart for the Sentinels. Zombs peeks at the wrong time. It's the orbital strike. GMD almost gets caught in the fire, but now using run it back, he wants to try to hunt down Sinatra, the last one standing, and he's just hopping his way through. Player one finding bicycle push from happening. Paranoia going to reach the depths of the site, but still Zoms who's flashed to infinity and beyond. It's 2 kills here for Gen.G as they push in. Shazam now trying to reposition, breaks down that window. Now the Aftershock trying to weed them out one at a time. It's still 3 members here for Sentinels. Anything is possible on the pistol. Sinatra with the shock bolt going to find one, leaving more room break their way back onto the site. Recon Bolt now here from Sinatra, but that spike had a really delayed plant. They still have a lot more time if they want to push in.
Good recon dart spotting out the planter. Effie is right around the corner sitting on Jenny. Sinatra's just gonna dive in, wants to go for that aggro play. Caught out by the players underneath, but they can't save him as he gets the kill onto Effie's too quickly. Sick knows there's one currently in hell, and it's actually both players right now currently trying to lock down this post plant. It's come down to 1. It's Quinn over on long. Nice shock dart straight to Shazam's face. The slow orb is down. Tries to peek out into it, just baiting out the shots right now. Goes a little bit wider than you'd like to see. But he's forced to fight. He's forced him off the spike. The round will be Gen.G's to take as Sick has to hightail it out of there just to escape the raid. Watching for that push. Look at what is waiting right behind this dark cover. There's the recon dart going down. I love the approach, but again, it's a good read coming out from Gen.G. They almost anticipate this level of mid-aggression. Using that port to get away from the danger is Effie's. So they reduce the defense to 2. It's Sick, and it's the Cypher by his side of Dapper, who's currently back towards Tree Room, trying to find a better position with the Classic. There's targets waiting right around the corner. The Aldrone, though, is going the wrong way. Goes for the burst fire. All sitting outside this A site. Great paranoia to potentially lead them in. That dart gives away the position of Dapper. Dapper's just eating those pulses up. Zoms will drop the first on their attempted push. You've also got Shazam right around the corner. I love that knee-high cam on the backside of that too, of that dart cover, giving away more positions. Now Dapper is eventually going to fall in sight. Sick starts to peek wide. Does great damage, spamming through the wall as well. There's one right around the corner. That's Gimon going down with the spike.
Lead towards A. But so far, just playing a little bit more respectful towards the center.
Revealing area.
Dart going down early, giving them that intel on mid. A passive mid play coming out currently from Sentinels. There's the dart going through. They know exactly what that means, but they can't escape in time. Sinatra spraying through that wall with the Odin. You see it time and time again on that B-side defense. A nice trade coming out for Gimon after his teammate fell right by his side. The flash coming in. Going to prevent any additional damage being dealt by the run it back ult. Another flashpoint coming out from Shazam. There's targets waiting right around the corner. He does have support from the Cypher over on this A site. Shazam sprays through that smoke, doesn't spot any, and now put everything on the defense in sight. That's Dapper playing back behind the boxes. Sick in heaven. Doesn't get much going for him. So Imam with the great entries as the Phoenix Flame Wall going up as well. But Sinatra's right past it. The problem is Sinatra's got that Odin, and he can spam like crazy when it comes time. There's the first one going his way. Just continues to unload bullets out of the Odin. It's starting to run dry on the magazine. Switches to the pistol. Somehow still alive. How does that happen? You know what? I know other people have an opinion on it, but I like the attitude coming in from Sinatra, coming from a game like Overwatch, which was maybe a little bit more clean, I guess we'll say. I like the fact that he's getting into it with the rest of his teammates. There's the paranoia coming out from Zoms, easily taking care of the players on this push towards A. Down to 2, and Effie's was back on the backside of sight this whole time with the Ghost. Surprise! Only 1 kill coming in for Effie's, though, so the surprise is short-lived. It's Mikhail, the Cypher, currently in the tree room with the Sheriff, sees the barrel right around the corner over towards grass. PL1 has a long-range molly lined up to try and take the site. Gonna go ahead and pop that ult as well. So you've got Sinatra on the site, the ult coming out from the Omen as well. Shazam is there to take down the Cypher. The wall comes in, preventing this play from really getting much support. So that means that Effie's is going to fall in the end. They have to take out Shazam. It's a 2-on-3. Shazam's still here and has the ult, the Rolling Thunder. They've got that Sova ult, so they can go for the Hunter's Fury. Nice. But at this point, it's going to be quite difficult. Nice stim pack coming out. The Aldrone as well, moving in close. Going to have its fire rate, I guess, improved. Not really sure what that's going to do for the Aldrone. There's the Rolling Thunder. We expected to see that so much sooner. But 1-2 kicks off Shazam. And now it's down to Dapper, but there's only 12 seconds left. They have to get on the spike. They guarantee the plan. And Dapper knows it. He's dive bombing, looking for the spike. He may have just won the round with just 5 seconds left. It's Dapper.
GEN.G going to start to work their way up through the middle. With Hwin leading that charge. It's Sick who's going to be waiting on the other side of the fruit market. Stopping by for a quick slice of pizza. The smokes are out, and this means that they are ready to push in. The flash here is good from GMD. He's going to have one. Looking for the second is player one. That'll stop that push forward. Now the fault line from Shazam. He's going to get taken out through the smoke. Sinatra, the last line of defense here on the site, and GMD will do nothing but take him out. Now, down to Zoms and Dapper. Zoms with the first entry onto the site. The spike has been planted, but they need to push in. The recon bolt, the Newell theft will spot out varying members now on the site. And it's the spy cam. Dapper looking for it. It's quickly taken out. Won't have the ability to smile on camera. GMD looking for that angle. The crossfire set up here from GEN.G, but it's Effie's. He's got a pretty interesting dark cover and looking to maybe push forward. On the other side, it's Dapper. Zom's going to take out GMD. This is starting to really go down to the wire. The swing around the corner. Down to the 1v1. Omen versus Omen. And now, with that spike ticking down, it's up to Zoms. He needs to make the call. The swing around the corner, and it's Zoms! You'll take out Effie's. And it's round 11 for the Sentinels.
Does he have it, though? It's again, we'd love to show you. Scoreboard bug currently prevents that from being possible. But you can see exactly what we're talking about. Pistols brought into the fold. Sheriffs, Ghosts. That's why they're going aggro on mid right now. Just trying to potentially force a fight early and take some players out. Force that money to be worse in the round that follows. Thus far, it's only produced success one time.
Yeah, and that's why you also saw Sentinels poised up quite aggressively towards mid. They knew that the economy wasn't really going to be there. Sick going to find Hwin, and it's all down to Effie's. Not a lot of weaponry for him to use. He's got a ghost, but fortunately the only ghost that he will see is himself as he gets flashed. The swing around the corner still not to come. Stick going to peek early, and a couple of those ghost shots will connect. Actually going to be fruitful for him. It's the recon bolt that's quickly denied. Sinatra.
All of the players but one currently moving up mid towards Catwalk. You've got Zom right around the corner getting spotted by the Aldrone. There's the ult coming in to try and push them out of position. Shazam has to back off. There was a paranoia in there as well. A one and done for Zoms, who gets traded out immediately. Flashpoint coming in from Shazam. They're using those cyber cages to try and get on the site, and it's worked out, but Shazam again there with that operator. So pesky, so much of a problem for them. Tripwires down, the shock coming in through the wall, trying to slow things down. The breach charge as well is present to try and delay the plant. It's only 2 players that remain currently, and they're taking their trying to secure this site. They want to shut that door if possible, so Hwin's going to go ahead and close that door. There's 2 players currently waiting right on the other side.
Yeah, and still they don't end up getting that spike down. Sinatra with the long con flank all the way around. He gets spotted by a tripwire, and now they know that something is up. Recon bolt can come soaring through the sky. The resurrection as well to make it a sealed deal here for the Sentinels. Down to Hwin, and with that spike down, it will be defused. Sentinels, they take us to map number 3.
I mean, it was hard fought by Gen.G. They put up more rounds than maybe I would have anticipated, but this is the way we expected it to end. We thought that we would see Sentinels go ahead and take the series, and that's exactly what happens.
Pass for him, Sinatra already in deep, ready for that spray down, going to find one. That Aries putting in work early on. Shock Dart as well, he's going to find GMD. Just the perfect use of utility in succession, and it's a flawless round here for the Sentinels. I'm not sure if he's the one that dubbed it, but Judge Jetty seems to be the name of this play, and Huynh ready to bring down the law. Around the corner they go. It's the Shock Dart prediction from Sinatra, looking to try to weed him out, and it's a great spray to take him out. It's the Shock Dart, I think, that finishes off the deal, and Judge Jetty is no longer in possession.
Budget 10s, I guess you could say. They come through the Shock Darts, and they manage to take that site control. Those Shock Darts open things up, then they use the cyber cages as well to get onto the site. It will be their site to control. Gimon's back behind the smoke, going to go for the curveball to pop their way out. Curveball does lead them in, but it's now down to just him and one other. It's PL1 who's right on the other side of this wall. Start to push through. It's Sick that's waiting for them. But now everyone else is playing so far away, they're playing back on the play, understanding that they don't need to push because they've got that molly to fall back on. We've seen this time and time again, that deep molly strat, not needing to take those early fights. Some people even claiming the molly a little bit broke because you can't timing on that molly, plus the Hunter's Fury coming out. There's just nothing you can do about it. It's well played coming in from Sentinels, and we've seen that from them before. Effie's getting aggressive over on long. You've got his teammate right behind him. Gimon can't even let that Phantom unload as his teammate falls almost instantly. There's another player back on that C site trying to play defense. It's
Mikael looking for a couple of those exits. Dapper may find himself in the hands of Judge Jetty. Mikael already ready to fall, and Huynh around the corner. Now up to Gen.G to re-push onto the site. But it's Sentinels who've already started to rotate over, and I like this call. Usually they play in the courtyard, or rather, anyone defending this spike will play in the courtyard. It's Zoms. They don't know that he's defusing. It's the spray that's good. All down to Effie's, and the jump shots from Zoms as Dapper steals his kill. Down to 89 HP. Switching to another look around the box. On the other side is a face full of Odin. Gets 2 with the transfer, and now trying to reposition. Maybe wants to pick up the Odin to have a little bit of spray and pray of his own. But Zoms, on the other side of the box, does not check the corner. Mikael, though, has a great round. And it's all up to Shazam. Shazam making sure that he doesn't push in and defuse that spike as it is ticking down. Those pre-fire shots from Mikael. The spike sticking. Shazam's playing ring around the Rosie. Looking for another opportunity. The headshot's good, but Mikael, does he have enough time? Only enough time to pick up the op, but Gen.G have a different look this time around. They're looking for a push towards the middle. Sinatra is on the other side, trying to spray him through. Sick has Sinatra's back, taking out the 2 players, pushing it through the middle. Shock darts here from Sinatra, looking to make things very difficult on the other side. But Effie's, I think he only eats 1. Now trying to swing the corner. The shot's good onto Sinatra. Effie's finds 2. And so far, a slightly expensive round here for the Sentinels, but see how they end up doing now. It's Shazam with 1 that's looking for the last remaining player. Sorry, the second last remaining player.
try and get onto the site, but they're just going to hunker down and wait for the push to come through, wait for the tap on that spike.
Yeah, or that.
Yeah, bad, or just couldn't quite time it, and now the call comes out that he's present and waiting for it. So you can see the Cypher change positions. There's the ult coming in from Shazam, produces no success on the site. We're down to now 2 and make it only 1. It's Sinatra through the smoke getting sprayed already. The first successful round here for Gen.G, but it took
unfortunately, it's Huynh that cannot stop that push forward. It's a shot from Shazam. FEs will find the refrag onto Sinatra, and that cheeky little strat is no longer available.
Kill my allies.
Well, they're going to be running on over towards the C site. FEs takes a lot of damage in the early fight. The operators here had a chance for a collateral, just couldn't pull the trigger in time. 2 targets waiting right around the team to make an access towards the site. So him and Mikael actually take out both tripwires on the flank. It's not communicated as well at all. Shazam is in the window, gets the trade out at least. There's the curveball coming in from Gimon, able to take down 2. Shazam's still in the window, trying to do damage. It's Gimon though coming out big. The spike being defused as Win picks him off in the end. A third round coming in for Gen.G. The problem is they do have the jet ult, so Shazam is going to lead the charge. In go the knives. The knives don't produce much success. Sick is there at least for a trade, and it goes back and forth in a volley. That results in Gen.G losing site control, but they do have the Brimble, the ability to stop the plant. They just pop it, and as a result, the spike has to move out of position. So the spike will be delayed on the plant. There's the cross shot coming in. Quinn can't quite time it right. So the ult's going to get popped here by the jet. Over the top they go, but there's too many targets all around. Still, though, the spike's been delayed, but it comes down to one. It's the Cypher, and in the one-on-one after instantly... Doesn't really seem to have a rhyme or reason, so unfortunately we only see two players. They're going to be pushing out onto the site. Elon actually finds both of those kills on the entry. Sick and Dapper sent to the sidelines. You've got Mikhail watching the flank. Here's the footsteps of the players coming up the window. Flying by is going to be Sinatra, but the B-hop.
Zom's going to try to push in regardless. Maybe take some members down with him, of course. He wants those extra credit. That on the other side, there are going to be potentially two members waiting for him. Of course, Effys tries to peek carefully with the camera placement. Effys will take out Zoms. And now Mikhail just trying to peek around the corner towards the garden. And on the other side is Sick with the shorty. They're just trying to escape the spike, but they're finding their way back in. An important round, quite honestly, for the defense to come alive, considering it is their full buy. The recon bolt from Sinatra trying to scout out early who's on the other side. Shot. Don't think it's good, as Effys will take out Dapper. The shock bolt, not exactly enough to finish and seal the deal onto Win. An operator may be in for more pain than you bargained for. Win now going to start to lead that charge. Pistols out as well. The slow orb going to make it very difficult. A flying jet will be taken out quite quickly, but GMD on the site with the Phantom. And somehow the crossfire setup is great from the defense. They're just taking it out, but unfortunately, when there's better guns on the table, it can be very difficult. Dapper, though, with an operator, takes out one. Now Banana, Win gonna revive that opportunity, but Shazam, he's playing close with the op, and it's gonna be very painful when he finds out that there are a couple on the other side. It's run it back, but he gets rid of the clone. Still alive somehow, but he gets taken out by Mikhail. The rest of his team starts to fall around, but Sinatra lets the lawnmower rip and takes out 3.
How is this a thing? Sinatra with the Odin narrowly surprised as the wall down. Can't do much about that. Goes to the peak. Actually, nice damage coming out from Dapper. It's Quinn who misses that shot with the operator. PL1 able to take down his teammate right by his side, so Zoms will be watching currently from the sidelines for the remainder. The wall has been broken over on short as well. Shazam just trying to do some additional damage as the Phantom gets a little bit low on the mag. The wall gets broken, Brimmold being popped. Cypher's making the call right now that the A site could potentially be clear, so Mikhail has actually made it to the backlines. Might actually catch the Sage off guard. No! Sick! Somehow able to beat him out in that fight. How does that even happen? Right around the corner, you've got Dapper as well. The neural theft being popped eventually does go down. The Brimmold giving them some time there on the site. PL1 wants to go for the molly, but it's Sick up in heaven who's doing all the damage. The spray not connecting, but he's somehow still alive. It comes down to PL1 on the site with only 16 HP. Finally, Sentinel Mikhail, who is moving in. There's the counter wall coming out from Sick, flashes out on the site. Sick is here, potentially up on top of the box. They likely heard that wall boost. Spraying away, is Sick surviving? Yes, he does, but only in time for one. He'll get traded out by Kimon, who's found 2. The ult popped here by Shazam. He moves in closer and closer.
Zom's waiting for his push in through the garage, but on the opposite side, it's player 1. He's not really up to his full strength. He doesn't have full HP, but has the ability to land the shots. Headshot onto Dapper. Sends him down into a dirt nap, still down to the 1v2 Zoms. It's got a lot of utility, looking to send some smokes down early, and it's really only going to be on the spike itself. Venn diagram for himself, starts to defuse, sees that they're going to start to swing in the alleyway. It's the recon bolt that spots that Win, but he hops out of the way. Shot's not going to be good. Sinatra with the jump classic, going to find what he needs. Mikhail and GEN.G though on cleanup duty. Sick though. He's going to find some frags of his own. Resurrection as well. Orbital strike makes it very difficult. It's quite chaotic here on the site, but it's Mikhail with the long con flank.
Anticipate this close play coming in from Sick, though. He's right around the corner as the Sage impact is down. They turn and they get both. The site's been lost, and at this point, it's looking dangerous to even try the retake. It's a 2-on-4. Wall goes down from the Sage. Zom's gonna spray through it anyway. I'm not sure what the buy is gonna look like in the round that follows for Sentinels, but they don't seem to care. They want to go for this one. Molly coming out from Zoms to try and get closer on the site. You've got Shazam, who's here up in heaven with that operator. Stimpack coming out from Zoms as well as he wants to get close. Head peek there from Shazam, dropped by Hwin. It's looking like we might see a 12th round secured by Gen.G as it all falls down onto Zoms. And he's just holding this exit frag angle.
Looks like the force-up of the Sentry. They are playing super close towards A. They're tired of having Gen.G push them around. The peak is not good from Dapper. GMD takes him out, and it's just down to the 4v5. Shazam gets involved. Mikael, GMD, it's all falling apart here for the Sentinels as Gen.G look to close things out.
I can't believe this actually happened after one of the worst first halves we've seen from Gen.G since the team's existence. Gen.G manages to somehow turn this around. It's on Sick in a 1v5. It's pretty much over at this point. This is unbelievable. They were down, 8-0 at one point, and they managed to actually make this a 13-10 potentially, unless Sick can somehow work a miracle here with just the stinger. Long-range shot comes through from the SMG, forced out of position, goes for the heal. But the spike's been planted. Now the time is also working against him. Targets all around, surrounding his position. Gimon gets the third. It will be the massive comeback coming in from Gen.G to close things out 2-1 over Sentinels.